Hi, I'm Tim Carroll, and we are talking about Lambda 2. Specifically, just a brief walkthrough of the front panel features of the unit. Obviously, the sound comes out from the left and right. You can see there is a tweeter and a mid-range and low-frequency driver. It's both on the left side and the right side. We do believe in keeping the drivers completely separate for the two channels to ensure maximum separation. We want left channel audio coming out of the left side and right channel audio coming out of the right. Back towards the center area, menu controls are on the left side. So up, down, left, and right move through the menus. The rotary encoder allows changing of parameters. On the right-hand side is direct control of the monitoring functions. So volume is controlled immediately by the rotary encoder. Mute can be pushed or can be selected by pushing the bottom of the navigation cluster. One point about these navigation clusters, there are 4 buttons behind each, and they're indicated by the small dashed indents. So when you're pushing the navigation ring, you're actually pushing a button behind it. Let's make sure that we are unmuted. This is also a quick way to recall a preset. You can select any of the available 16 presets by hitting the right side of the navigation cluster. You can spin through all of the available presets, and when you find the one that you want to recall, you can hit the right side of the navigation cluster to select it. If you don't do anything, the menu will disappear and you'll remain where you were. There are 4 hotkeys at the bottom of the unit. This allows soloing of left channel audio, so pushing solo keeps audio coming from the left speaker and mutes the right. Pushing it again returns it to normal. Same thing with the right channel speaker. Pushing the opposite one allows it to go back and forth. Obviously, if you solo both, it's the same thing as not soloing at all. Downmix is used only in the 16-channel mode. Every Lambda is capable of handling a full 16 channels of audio. Right now, we are in normal 8-channel mode. But by recalling presets, which you can also do by the 3rd key, pressing the 3rd key, and it will now prompt you to recall one of the first 4 presets, if you'd like. If you don't do anything, it keeps you where you were. But let's go into 16-channel mode, which has been stored as preset number 3. Recall it, and you can see that there are now 16 channels of audio displayed across the front. And downmix is on because that allows a selectable 6 channels to be downmixed to stereo for monitoring. Shutting downmix off turns it back to stereo, and moving the menu rotary encoder allows individual channels to be isolated and sent to the speakers. In downmix mode, if you want to select which 6 channels are being downmixed, simply hold the downmix key until it starts flashing, rotate the rotary encoder, and you can easily select which of the channels are being downmixed, which of the 5.1 channels are being downmixed. If we go back to a preset that is 8 channels, functionality is similar. You don't have to select which is being downmixed. You can actually walk through it by simply rotating the menu rotary encoder. So now we're listening to left front, right front, center. It then switches to pairs, so it's now left front and right front, center and LFE or subwoofer, left surround, right surround, and we're back to normal. The Lambda has a very powerful headphone output. This is meant to drive common professional headphones. The important thing about this is that because some 5.1 channel audio will average around -31 dB full scale, it's pretty quiet. If that's where the dialogue is, you can imagine that quiet sections are going to be very quiet. So use the volume control with care. It can drive headphones to comfortable levels and uncomfortable levels depending on whether it changes from -31 to -1. But that gain is necessary to enable you to zero in on an individual channel if you're isolating it. Let's talk about what's shown on the main display. This is sort of where the unit defaults to. You'll notice input meters sort of in the center. You'll notice on the right-hand side that there is a BS1770 loudness indication. This is using a 10-second integration. Integration time is adjustable inside the unit. Right now it's measuring -24 LKFS. Above that is the indication for dial norm, a metadata parameter. If dial norm isn't present, it's showing, as it is now, two dashed lines. On the left-hand side, you can see in the center, sort of between the -20 and -60, that preset 2 is selected. That's the inverse video that's there. And on the bottom, the source shows that it is, the physical source is SDI. On the very top, it shows the audio channel configuration. So it's PCM audio. If it was Dolby Digital, it would say so, or Dolby E. And it's showing right now that it's in 3.2L mode, so 3 front channels, 2 rear channels, and the LFE channel, or 5.1. On the right-hand side, it shows that we're monitoring program 1 out of 4 programs. Remember, when this was set up, it's 5.1 plus 2 plus 5.1 plus 2. And the way we cycle through those programs is very simple. By simply pushing the down selector on the menu side, we're now looking at program 2. You can see that in the upper right-hand corner. Push it again, we're at program 3, and there's no audio connected. Push it again, we're at program 4. So you can see along the bottom as we switch between 5.1, 2-channel, 5.1, 2-channel, and back to program 1. You'll also notice a floating bar that has an L attached to it. That is showing where the average loudness is. It's driven directly by the reading of the ITU meter. So right now it's showing -23. The bar is at -23. We innovated this several years ago so that when dial norm is present, it's very quick to be able to tell if you're off from what dial norm says you should be at. Remember, the golden rule is that dial norm and the actual measurement should be the same. So seeing a gap between the two bars, or an excessive gap, is a quick way to realize that loudness might be incorrect. So again, lots of features inside the unit, and summarizing them in a pretty action-packed display. Do feel free to refer to the manual. There's quite a few things that can be shown.